give another really fun, solid game of old school Magic the Gathering, asking the Lord of the Pit versus Juzam Djinn, the two big black creatures in the format. This is a match I played a few weeks ago in the Paladins format. If you want to learn more about the Northern Paladins and you want to join and maybe play a game with this group, you can find a link to their website in the description. A really good group of players who have a lot of fun with the format. If you want to skip to the game, there's a link to a timestamp in the description as well. But first, let's just take a real quick look at the decks. First deck here is the mono black Lord of the Pit deck. Lord of the Pit comes out. It's a 7/7 flying with trample, which is just in old school just one of the incredibly strong creature. It is pricey, definitely to play out. So you'll either see it being played at the end of the match, or maybe if he could use his Animate Dead early to pull it out of the graveyard, it would be very effective early in the game. Now you do need to sacrifice a creature during upkeep, and that's why you see things like Nether Shadow, a 1/1 creature with haste that if it has 3 creatures above it in the graveyard can be cast from the graveyard. So you could get a cycle going where you're just bringing Nether Shadows out and sacking them to Lord of the Pit. Things like Breeding Pit, which is a super cool card from Fallen Empires, which creates a token creature at end of turn, can also be fed to Lord of the Pit, but usually you only need the Lord of the Pit alive for a few turns to attack and to win. Other cards you'll see here, Drudge Skeletons for regeneration, and things like Will o' the Wisp, of course, a flying regeneration to kind of slow your opponent down, protect you. And then finally a Nightmare, which I always love to see Nightmare, which is an exceptional card in a mono black deck. Let's just take a look at the other deck here. This is a deck I'll be running in this video, which is a kind of white-black DeadGuy Ale deck, really putting pressure on your opponent with Juzam Djinns and Hypnotic Specters. Underworld Dreams, also one of my favorite cards to run in any black or black mixed color decks. One kind of variant I made to this format was running, along with the 3 sinkholes, but 3 Hymn to Torox. And early on in the game, or even in the first half of the game, you could really disrupt and hurt your opponent, sinkholing them, slowing them down, having them discard land cards with Hymn to Torox. And so hopefully we'll be able to get that going and then kind of establish ourselves on the board and maybe play out those Juzam Djinns and our Serra Angel here. But with that, you could always pause the video and look at the deck some more. Otherwise, we'll start the match here, and it's me and Brandon doing commentary on a game that I recently played with the Paladins. Okay, and another match here using the black-white kind of DeadGuy Ale archetype. We'll see how it does here, playing on the red mat.
Playing on the red mat. No, versing someone, no mat, but he does have a dog.
Yeah, he has a dog.
Now, is the dog a special summon?
Yeah, he doesn't have enough mana yet, but that's actually a 10/10 trampler.
Okay, so first off, starting off, Lotus into Underworld Dreams, great turn 1. He throws out a Nether Shadow.
Nether Shadow. What do you think about that?
Love it. I'm a big Nether Shadow fan.
Yeah.
It's a cool card. I just never really got it to work right. But there's a lot of really cool things you can do with it.
Yeah. So I like, again, so I played on a Pump Night, which just gets Drain Life. Nether Shadow's just coming in. Look at this. Yeah. I also like how in these old cards, because this is before keywords like haste, so it says, can attack on the same turn summoned or returned to play.
Yeah, very explicit.
Now it's just haste. Yeah, now it just says haste.
Yeah, same thing with like Serra Angel and Vigilance, right?
Yeah. I think it's awesome artwork by Christopher Rush too.
Yeah,
Nether Shadow.
Yeah, it's so cool. It was like one of the first beta rares that I bought, and I just thought it was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when he puts out a disc.
So I put out a second there's 2 Underworlds up there now.
I wasn't even watching.
Yeah. Please watch, game.
I was looking at the dog. So that disc is the disc just is problem. Yeah. See, now the interesting thing with the disc, and a Time Twister. Well, that's neat. Oh, and you throw out a Sinkhole.
Well, yeah. Well, everything in my hand has to go back into the deck, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the sinkhole... It looks like this guy is playing mono black.
Yeah. So sinkhole less, and especially at this point, opening like turn 1-2, sinkhole's really strong to get ahead on land development, but here it's less interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, he's showing just swamps, so it's kind of like,
But I mean, this went real quick. It's like
it's very fast.
Turn 3, he's at 3 life.
Very fast.
Time Twister is just such a cool card, man.
Yeah, I don't see that Nether Shadow coming out of this game alive.
I mean, you doubting the Nether Shadow?
Yeah, it's a really cool card. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Listen,
that was a devastating turn for him.
If there's 3 cards above it in the graveyard, it comes back out with haste, Brandon.
I know, it's really cool. It sounds awesome. And when I discovered that, I was like, this could be really neat. And it just never really worked the way I wanted it to work. Yeah.
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 So he just cracks a disc before card draw. That's a Lotus.
Okay.
That's a Mox.
So things are happening.
Yeah, just on the table.
On the table.
I like it.
I don't know, where'd the deck go? Oh, it's over. Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
2 Nether Shadows.
Again, this channel, this video, we're all about giving credit to like the amazing cards in old school. Like, I love 2 Nether Shadows coming out.
Yeah, that's really great.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Can't.
Like, there's a way. There's a way Nether Shadow can be good, okay, and.
Well, let's see how he uses it. Maybe. I mean,
I feel that it requires Bad Moons.
Yes, Bad Moon.
A Juzam Djinn's going to come out and just steamroll them.
Now, granted, Bad Moon, in this case, I am running black creatures.
Yeah, but the Bad Moon's going to help him, because, I mean, you're running big creatures, right?
Big boys.
Yeah, so you're going to have, like, typically 1 creature out at a time, right? Looks like maybe he's going to try and overwhelm with multiple creatures, so a Bad Moon's going to help him more. If he's running them, I would imagine that he is. He's counting mana.
Yeah, which always concerns me, to be honest.
I think maybe he's holding a drain life, and he's going to try and drain that Juzam away. That's the only thing I could think of as to why he's counting mana, and he's running black, right? He's going to crack the Lotus. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7 mana and a drain life. There you go.
Now tell me if you like this response here.
There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, it's a great response. Because you deny him the life gain, and you get your own life gain. He's running, Nether Shadow. I mean, I don't know.
And he used his Lotus for that, so I felt like an extra...
Yeah. I think he was really banking on getting rid of that Djinn and then getting a nice, fat 5 life gain out of it, which he could really use right now. I'm not sure what his life total is. I think you have
it's
it
at
on
3.
Yours. It's 3.
Yeah,
so A Lord of the Pit.
Oh.
Lord of the Pit.
And he just cast the dog. That's the dog. That's what it was.
That's the dog.
It was the Lord of the Pit.
Lord of the Dog. What a cool card. So cool to see that card.
So I actually had forgotten that it has flying. I remember, I'm like, oh, it's a 7/7 trample.
It's powerful. Flying 7/7 with trample. So now I can see what he's going to do with those Nether Shadows, right? He's going to sack those Nether Shadows. And as long as he can... the Nether Shadow is really weird in its mechanics. Because I think, what is it? Like, there's 3 cards or 3 creatures
3 above.
on top of it.
3 creatures, yes.
So there's got to be 3 creatures on top of it for it to be able to come back.
They couldn't just make it 3 cards.
Yeah, no.
I don't know why they made it 3 creatures.
3 creatures. I don't know. It's weird.
But with Lord of the Pit, if you're sacking creatures, and if you get a cycle where it keeps coming out,
it's really cool. That's I like. Let's see if he can get it to work. I see what he's trying to do. I respect it, and that's done. Okay, goodbye. It's over. Okay.
He gains 7 life though. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. So he did get his life gain eventually, right?
Yeah.
But that's done. Is that a bog? Yeah, it is a bog right. It's good.
First of all, I will say when I first got into buying alpha and beta cards, this as a black card drew me to the artwork. I actually really like this card in alpha and beta.
I think it still holds up. It's just really ominous looking. It's great. Now you mock and laugh at this, but hey, this actually works because
yes,
you control swamps.
Yes.
So that is now an unblockable 3/3.
No, I don't mock. I love it, but yeah. Okay, I mock. But yeah, it is now an unblockable 3/3, which again in old school, that is strong.
That's big.
Yeah. At least I do have the hippie back online.
That hippie's. Oh, he's gonna. He
no, the hippie discarded. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. That's.
I hate this. For some reason, the discard mechanics feel worse than the counter spells to me. Yeah. Like if you counter my animate dead, fine, but discarding it just burns.
Yeah, it hurts, right? And another Juzam comes out now. That's rough. Oh, but doesn't matter because here comes another.
We have Lord of the Pit versus
Juzam. Now this is cool.
Who's gonna? Yeah. Cool. I mean, this is why we love old school. Like just seeing the classic kind of creature battles here.
Yeah, and now it's interesting because usually Juzam Djinn comes out and usually it's like, it's top dog. Yeah. Top dog. It's like this is a big 5/5. People don't run Lord of the Pit. Like this is a card that was run back in the day. It's just not meta anymore, and people don't run it. Juzam Djinn is like usually the biggest large creature in the meta that still exists because of how cheap it is to cast. Even like Shivan Dragon, it's like, who's really running Shivan?
Yeah.
So to see Juzam out there against a bigger, badder card is very rare.
Yeah. And again, I will also say I'm promoting the Paladins as a group and as a player where people do make these interesting. They're not just playing meta decks. It's like, well,
that's what's really great about this. Yeah.
That's what's great. Like I'm gonna play Lord of the Pit, and it's like it's causing a real headache right now because I'm like,
yeah, it should.
And here, I actually forgot it had flying.
Oh, you forgot
attacking with the hippie, and he allows me to take it back, which again is kind of speaks to the really good players in this group. Yeah, just like but also I should remember Lord of the Pit as flying. I knew it had
those wings.
I know, but listen, Urnum Djinn
over
looks like the Urnum Djinn is flying, but he doesn't.
The Urnum Djinn, yeah. You want to know why I mistake some, like I could see someone thinking that or even Juzam Djinn. Sometimes I think Juzam Djinn should have flying, but that's because so many other creatures, Djinns in Arabian Nights have flying.
Yeah.
Juzam Djinn and Urnum Djinn are like the oddballs out, right? And Urnum Djinn really looks like it has flying. And he flips. Was that a full flip over? I'm assuming it was.
Yeah. He flips on the hippie, and he's gonna hit me
with that lord.
Yeah, that's it. So just to recap that game, there was a time twister with 2 Underworld Dreams on the board that dropped him to 3, and he fought back and won.
He came back. He cast that dog. He cast the spirit of the underdog, and he came back. I think he's getting tips from that dog right now.
Yeah, he should be disqualified. Absolute judge. Where's the judge? The judge.
Okay, we're gonna start. Oh, that's a great start. Factory.
So again, it's in a thing where so you lose game 1. At this point, I remember I sideboarded in. I have 1 White Knight because he's running black. I thought that was good, but I only have 1 in the sideboard.
Okay, White Knight would be good.
I don't. What else did I don't remember what I know. I sideboarded 1 White Knight. I sideboarded a couple other cards.
So he plays his own factory on turn 1.
Yeah.
You play a scrub. You're going to tap the scrub to attack with the factory. He's got a bit of a factory duel going on.
With a factory duel.
He's going to play out a swamp.
And he is actually attacking with the factory.
Nice.
Just gonna punch each other in the face.
Just punch each other with
slobber knocker.
With trees.
Yeah. Which they're factories.
They're factories. I don't know how a factory attacks. Oh, and you're gonna sinkhole that factory. So you're gonna come back in, attack, sink the rest of that mana into that factory to avoid.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that it's you tap the Soul Ring for it.
Now I can't see what he put out there. Oh, Gate to Phyrexia.
Yeah.
Pretty cool card.
Which again, like, yeah, it's like, dude, the format only has 2 years of sets, but there's just so much in them that is fun, and like,
yeah, there's a lot in those 2 years of sets.
Because they were just really exploring the format.
Yeah. Gate to Phyrexia is cool, but that one caveat: you may not sacrifice a creature that is on its way to its graveyard.
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate.
I guess you could still declare a blocker and then before damage sack it.
Yeah.
But again, I've actually never played against this card, and so I was like, I didn't really know what tricks there were. Yeah.
Dredge Skeletons. Love to see it.
Yeah. So I had sinkholed a second. I sinkholed a swamp there. Man. So I'd sinkhole 2 lands at this point.
Just sinkholes all over. What is this, Florida?
It's a solid card. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Sinkholes. It's a good card. I guess it's weird to me that Stone Rain costs 3 mana and then Sinkhole's 2.
Yeah.
But at least it's 2 black.
But it's 2 black. It's specific 2 black, and the 2 black can be expensive. Yeah, I don't know. Is that another sinkhole? Oh wow,
that was a third sinkhole.
Ooh. You might win on sinkholes here.
Yeah.
That's rough.
So I remember this game was opening hand 3 sinkholes, and I didn't have 2 black sources, but then drew into them.
Yeah.
I'm just hitting him with the factory over and over again. But now at least the Dread Skeleton is online with regeneration, but he can't cast anything to keep the regeneration alive.
No. Yeah, that's a problem. Ooh, and a Sarah Angel. That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah. I love the Soul Ring kind of gets it out there.
Yep.
Here's a play.
And a Bazaar of Baghdad. Now, this is
Which,
a
again,
card that you really don't see in Old School. You typically see it in...
No.
What?
Legacy.
Yeah,
Vintage or Legacy.
Yeah.
People do run it in the decks sometimes with the... what's that Halloween card?
Yeah, All Hallows Eve, yeah.
Oh, All Hallows Eve.
And it absolutely makes sense for that one,
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, I will say with the Nether Shadow you were asking, also you can dump creatures above it.
Right. But the problem is, and then it comes back out, and it's still just a 1/1. So you really need to have... That was my thing. I was like, it just takes so much setup for it to work, because you have to make sure you have bad moves out for it to really be a threat. And I almost feel like you need to have at least 1 to maybe even 2 bad moves for it to be an effective threat as a 3/3 with haste. Oh, and there comes that one White Knight that you
And there's the one that White Knight actually does come out.
That's a cool card.
Yeah, the White and Black Knights are really solid cards, and they definitely see play.
They are cool. Oh, a ritual into another Djinn, the big bad Djinn.
I will say, rare that you see the Sarah and the Djinn on the same side fighting together.
A fight to all for 1 measly Drudge Skeleton.
Yeah. They're coming out. Yeah, they're like, where's that Lord of the Pit? Like,
they're waiting for the Lord of the Pit. Little do they know, the Drudge Skeleton is the Lord right now.
Yeah, hey, the Drudge Skeleton can stop the Djinn. He can block him.
Yeah, he can. But it's looking pretty rough right now for him. Those three early sinkholes, I think, really just
3 sinkholes
sunk the game for him.
So he does block the Djinn. He's going to drop down to 2 life. Now, I just realized here I could have activated the factory
Yeah.
For the 2.
Sometimes you forget that factor is there, but I don't think
I forgot. He's going to scoop anyway.
Yeah.
And so again, the DeadGuy Ale deck wins in this case, without the Underworld Dreams, just creature threats, right? Like,
Yep.
Oh, sinkholes, really. The sinkholes
really,
is what did it.
Those sinkholes really just won it, yeah.
Yeah.
Very versatile deck. It's a cool deck.
Yeah.
It's a top tier deck. I expect it to win against a Nether Shadow Lord of the Pit deck, right?
Yeah, although we lost game 1.
But you did lose game 1, and sometimes it's not just the deck; it's also the player.
Excuse me. Maybe this is
And because you're so
good,
I
remember.
I don't expect you to lose any other games.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Now I remember going to game 3. This player sideboarded 15 cards.
He moved 15 cards in?
Yeah, he took 15. Like your sideboard can only be 15 cards. He put all of them into his deck and took out 15 cards.
Oh wow, yeah, wow, that's a radical change.
And so the idea was that going into game 3, I'm kind of stuck, and like he's going to switch strategies, which was very concerning. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that was his turn 1. So a Soul Ring, a Jet, and a Factory. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, right?
Yeah. We have seen all those cards, though, but we'll see what the sideboard did to the strategy. But that's definitely an interesting way to play. Like, if I go to game 3, I'm just going to switch my deck up.
And with 15 cards, you can do that.
You could really change a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna pump out a Spectre, and then he's gonna also attack with the Factory.
Yes.
Just getting pretty aggressive here. Ooh, and an Ancestral Recall on his end step. Or was that on your? Was that on his end step?
That was
okay,
correct.
Yeah.
That was correct. That was on his end step. Yeah.
Best time to do it.
Yeah.
So you get 3,
Thankfully that.
and then you get another card on your draw. So you're starting that turn with 4 cards from the library. So you're gonna throw
very lucky to have the Jet out, but he's showing an aggressive early board state.
He's being very aggressive, which is a nice change of pace because I don't think he was. First game was somewhat aggressive.
Yeah.
Here comes that ritual. Ritual into a hippie. So we've got a hippie duel off. 2 white bordered hippies. And a Chaos Sword.
Yes.
Okay.
So again, it's like you do have to answer Hypnotic Spectre pretty quick because it's going to get you to discard, which can be
devastating.
Can cost you the game. So hippie at least can block if he chooses to attack. And here's a rack.
Ooh. Love the racks, love the vices.
Yeah.
Cool cards. Sometimes I get it mixed up. Is the rack under 3 or over?
Under 3. Under 3. So here's he's now the hippie to get you discard to go down. And
yep.
Yeah, the rack there it is.
It's a cool mechanic. It's a cool mechanic.
Very cool. Again, in Paladins where you can't play Mind Twist, that's unfortunate. That makes it even better.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah.
Yeah, there are some. What are the cards that are banned in Paladin? So it's Mind Twist.
Library of Alexandria.
And Library of Alexandria.
And that's it. And then Mishra Factory is restricted to 1. Strip Mine is 1. Maze of Ith is 1. So there's a few extra restricted cards.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Library of Alexandria. We've played with Library quite a bit, and we both came to the same conclusion that it is just a very, very fun card.
It's really fun to play. You do run into games where if someone has an opening hand and you don't answer to it, you lose.
Yeah, I mean, yes, like potentially, yeah, you could lose, but I think that's really only. I think that may only apply to really top tier decks, right? Because I think if you throw a library into a deck that is anything other than like the deck or like what you're running right now,
some control-y, yeah.
It may not mean that they win immediately, but yeah, if you throw a library into into a top tier deck and it's able to get in there turn 1, they're gonna run away with the game.
Yeah. In fact, that you could Wheel of Fortune and Time Twister back up to 7 and Library. It is a fun. You're right. It is a really fun card to
It is a very,
with.
very fun card to play with. It's just very fun to use, but it can be devastating.
So he had Demonic Tutored.
Yeah,
and I played out another.
What did he tutor?
We don't know. So yeah, because he was tutoring. I just passed. We'll see what he plays out. So I played out a second hippie.
He's only got 2. Now he's got 3 cards in hand. Just counting mana.
I also don't know if other people call them hippies, but we call them hippies. They're hypnotic specters, but
I don't know. I thought other people call them hippies.
We do. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I do.
Again, there's counting going on here.
Yeah, when you see
which
the
does
counting,
that signal drain life?
Yeah. Sometimes, usually it signals like a fireball, but he's playing black. It's got to be drain life, right? But I mean, I don't know why he's maybe he's going maybe not. He's just going to attack with the factory. Oh, a Gloom.
Gloom.
Oh, a Gloom. Okay.
Gloom. Again, so now we're starting to see cards that, again, it's tough because you're in game 3. It's like,
this had to be
and we're in game 3 now. It's like, we're playing Glooms and Racks, and it's just, oof.
Okay, yeah. Gloom, that spices things up a bit. So that's going to make it difficult for you to play the Sarah. It's going to make it difficult for you to play.
Yeah, Sarah is pretty much off the board, I mean, potentially.
Yeah, if you can't deal with that, right? Well, it doesn't do anything for your Underworld Dreams, so you're still able to get that out, and that's still a devastating card.
I'm still going to get him with the Hypnotic Spectre.
And he's still going to... I wonder... You think maybe that's what he...
Oh.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
I wonder what he tutored for.
Yeah.
You think it was the Gloom?
I know. Did he tutor the Gloom? Or did he get the Pit? I don't know.
That would be a shame. Tutor for the Pit, then have it discarded. Hey, you shouldn't have tutored for it then. You should really only tutor for a card that you can play, right?
Especially with Hypnotic Spectre on the board.
Yeah. If that was the case, I feel like that was completely his fault. Ooh, Nightmare, classic Nightmare. Great to see. So right now, what is that going to be? It's going to be a 2/2.
It's power 2/2 flyer. But every swamp that comes out, potentially every turn is getting stronger.
Yep.
And the 2/2 flyer blocks the Hypnotic Spectre.
That it does. If he could drop out
so
one
here's
more
the thing.
swamp, he could deal with that hippie. So now you're going to flip.
What do I flip on?
Oh, the Gloom. I'm assuming the Gloom. I'm thinking maybe you have something that you want to cast, and that Gloom is just not making it possible. Nope. It was the Nightmare.
It was the Nightmare.
Maybe
Gloom was the right answer. Because the thing is, first of all, I want to discard his last card.
Okay.
So he's in discard a Gloom.
Another Gloom, which one Gloom and also is what happens, enough.
And the thing is that happens personally. Like if any card he draws, he has to play it, or I'm gonna Hypnotic Spectre it.
Right.
So that was my thought with the Nightmare.
Ooh, but a disc.
Yeah.
A disc is a great answer for him. That'll get rid of Underworld Dreams.
Yeah. I'll get rid of his rack, gets rid of his soul ring, his hip. Yeah, it gets rid of a lot. It's like a bomb.
It is. That's kind of what it's supposed to be, right? Let's see if he activates it. That'll be interesting.
That's the question. Would you activate it here?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Because right now, the only threat that you have is that Underworld Dreams and that hippie, right? The hippie is a real problem. But, I mean, is it enough of a problem to sacrifice all of your other cards to get rid of it? I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough question. Yeah, he's in a little bit of a pickle with the decision.
Because if we're trading, if I'm hitting with the hypnotic for 2, but then he takes 1 from the underworld, he hits me with the factory, so we're trading 3 for 2. So I'm like, okay, we're just going to keep doing this.
Right.
You know, like, I'm going to do 3 a turn, you're going to do 2 a turn. And we're still in a state where he has to play out his cards or get Hypnotic Spectred, so that's it. Pass. Now look at Nightmare would have been 4/4 flyer.
Nightmare would have been a 4/4 flyer. Yeah, it's a shame.
That Lord of the Pit Dog's trying to give him some tips.
Lord of the Pit Dog's coming and going now. I don't know about this.
Yeah,
man.
crack the disc.
It's going. I'd crack that disc, but that's just me.
Yeah.
By the way, I have to go out.
Yeah. Crack the disc and take me out. So he's down to 6, and I'm at 8. So we're both getting
close to the wire.
Going down there. I mean, if he could top deck a Drain Life, he could do what 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Or would he just use it on your hippie?
I mean, I'm at 8. I mean, he's gonna hit me the factory. I go to 6. I mean, yeah.
But then I don't think he'd be able to activate the factory.
Oh, right.
There comes the Drain Life, and what's he gonna hit?
Okay,
he's gonna hit the hippie.
You call 100% of the moves.
It's just what I do, man. That's what I do.
That's why you're here. That's why I need you to do the commentary with me.
So then he's going to hit you with a factory. Yeah, I mean, this is good. So he gets a nice 2 life. Hey, that's not bad. That's something.
Yeah.
And then he's going to hit you, and you didn't change his life on there. Ooh, and you're going to sinkhole his factory. Okay.
Okay. And did I not give him 2 life?
No, he had 6. He should go. There you go.
Oh.
Now you're doing it. Nope. I don't know what happened there. What just happened? Okay, so he's putting out
I guess
another
he
shot.
drew off the underworld. Yeah. Okay. So he top decks Nether. The thing is here is I'm afraid to play things because of the disc. It's like a bomb.
That disc is that's a nice thing to have. Just kind of as a threat. And another sinkhole. Man, the night of the sinkholes.
The sinkholes.
He's probably sick of those sinkholes.
Yeah.
I want to paralyze on the Nether Shadow?
I mean, I don't know if this does anything. Yes, on the Nether Shadow. Because again, it's like, well, he'll drop him down. He has to tap like all of his mana, every turn.
Right.
To keep it up.
Yeah.
Which he could just do. Well, we're going with the life total that's on screen because that's what both the players were using. So I'm at 4, he's at 5.
We'll have to verify later and see. This may be an illegitimate game.
Yeah, the whole game, throw it out. Listen, both players have to... I'm doing his life for him, so...
I'm doing his life for him. Therefore, I dictate your life total.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening in that gloom artwork, Dan Free. Oh, and there's...
Oh, another gloom. I feel like maybe he just had that in his hand and he just went, screw it.
Yeah.
I think I would have rather have untapped the Nether and just attacked. And a swords. Okay.
So yeah, while the gloom was on the stack, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to cast swords with the second gloom out.
Yeah.
So he goes to 5. So we were back at an empty board with a disc on line. I'm at 3, he's at 5. Very bizarre, like...
Another sinkhole!
Sinkhole.
Oh my god.
I like sinkhole.
I
So at this point, I'm like, I'm just going to keep... He top decks a swamp and pass. I'm like, I'll let the Underworld Dreams kill him.
At this point...
Just keep passing turn.
That's what could happen.
Oh, granted, he could crack the disc. Well, when do you do it? When does he do the disc?
I think he's just
draws again.
waiting. He's really waiting. He's waiting maybe last second, really.
Till he has one life?
Yeah, just to see. Yeah, I mean, a disrupting scepter, that's just not really going to work. Maybe next turn he can ping you for 1 and then crack the disc.
Right, the scepter's going to be destroyed by the disc.
Right. So use it before he loses it. Ooh, and a time walk.
Which here, again, sometimes you're using time walk to just draw cards.
Yeah,
I just
that's
time
what
walk
this
past,
is. Yeah. Now, could you have targeted him with a time walk?
I don't think so. I mean, the text just says take an extra turn after this one. I don't know.
Yeah,
because you think of with the Underworld. I don't know if the ruling has changed.
It's true. It does.
Player.
It does just say take an extra turn. So I don't know. It doesn't say target player takes an extra turn. And scoop.
No, that's the. I played out a book and then he activated.
Oh, he did activate it. Okay. Did he hit you with the disrupting scepter?
No, because he didn't want to pass turn and take the Underworld damage.
Oh, okay. So he did it right on.
He could have, but yeah, he did on the end step. So we're both at 3 life. Here comes a Drudge
Skelly boy.
So it's interesting because game 1 was like exciting. The Lord of the Pit came out. Game 2, I played very fast with the creatures and everything. And then game 3 is just this.
It's a bit of a slog.
And here comes another Underworld.
Oh, man. Just got him. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, now that one I remember I was holding because of the disc.
Now, did he ask to look at your graveyard?
Yes.
So maybe he had a animate dead.
Yeah, so he attacks me. We're both at 2 life. I mean, this is this is as hairy as it gets. But yeah, assuming that he has, that's his 1 card in hand. It's got to be animate dead, right?
I mean, there are cards to nab. I mean, maybe just the Nightmare, right? You get a 3/3 flyer. There you go.
Yeah, although I guess it would be
No, it'd be a 2/3. 2/3
force.
flyer.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's enough.
So he has 2 life, and I top deck Underworld Dreams. Which... And that's actually going to be... That's the end of the match.
just end.
I mean, that was after that whole thing, that was a win on the top deck of Underworld Dreams.
Yeah, it really was. I really liked his deck, though. That was a great deck.
Lord
of the Pit.
You could see with Lord of the
Awesome.
Pit,
Nether
Shadows,
some just really cool.
the Bizarre Bagdads.
Yeah, the Bizarre coming out. Gloom, even playing with the Glooms. Really cool stuff. Really, really cool.
There's a lot of directions you could take mono black decks.
Yeah, mono black is maybe the most interesting and fun to play. It's probably the strongest mono deck.
Yeah, white would be probably white weenies would probably be
mono white is also up there. It's
but,
pretty powerful.
But that was you saw 3 distinct games in one match. So hopefully people enjoyed that one.
Really good. I know I did.